yourself, okay? This sit almost takes my skin off.
Yeah, if you have leather, you need to be really careful.
So careful with that. Let's go.
Easiest way to save money in Las Vegas and visit a ton of places at the same time is by using public transportation. If your intention is just to stay closer to the Strip, renting a car is not typically necessary, unless you have some day trips planned that go outside of the city.
This is the where you can get the passes.
It's at the bus stops.
The bus, yeah. So you can get 2 hours all access for $6, 24 hours for $8, and 3 days for $20.
Yeah.
So it's really cheap because it doesn't matter how many times you take the bus.
Yeah.
There's a card you can put, and yep, we just got our passes.
Yep.
And we're gonna take the bus.
The two cheapest and most accessible ways to go up and down the Strip are the bus and the monorail. The bus goes all the way from the airport to Fremont Street. The monorail goes from MGM Grand down to the Sahara. The bus is a large double-decker bus called the Deuce, runs 24 hours a day. The monorail runs about till 2 or 3 a.m. depending on the day and whether it's a weekday or weekend. The bus sells passes on a monthly rate, hourly, weekly, daily, a ton of different options, and the monorail has a single or multi-ride pass available with discounts if you purchase them ahead of time online.
Listen to this. If you get the online tickets, you get 50 cents of discount. So it's gonna be $5.50 each ticket per person. So check that out.
Vegas Station. Our next stop is the closest station to the Bellagio and its iconic fountain show. Planet Hollywood, featuring the Miracle Mile Shops, the Cosmopolitan, featuring Marquee Night and Day Club, the Eiffel Tower experience at Paris Hotel and Casino, and City Center, which includes Aria Resort and Casino, the Dara Hotel and Spa, Waldorf Astoria, Ear Towers, and Crystal's Retail District. With its cutting-edge automatic control system, the Las Vegas monorail runs without anyone at the wheel. And that's the best designated driver.
One of the biggest mistakes people make when visiting Vegas is not having the right attire or footwear. Let's talk about this a little. Footwear. You're probably going to be walking a lot, drinking a lot, so you're going to want to have the right gear for the environment. You can bring some high heels, some tennis shoes, some dress shoes, but remember, if you're wearing heels and walking up and down the Strip, you might want to put some flats in your purse. You'll often see people walking barefoot on the Strip, carrying their heels in their hand because their feet are killing them. Just be mindful of that. And don't forget, you're also in the desert, so dress appropriately. It's really hot during the day most of the year here, but gets kind of cold at night, and the AC is blasting in the casinos. So it doesn't hurt to have a bag or a sweatshirt or something light to put on top if you do get chilly. But remember to hydrate, wear short sleeves, don't overdo it, and be prepared.
Even if you're walking in the street, just be aware of the distance, because the buildings, even if they're close, they're not really. So just to have that in mind.
One thing people misinterpret all the time is distance. In the desert, especially in Las Vegas, these big hotel and casinos seem closer than they actually are. So if you're walking around the strip, you might say to yourself, oh, that casino only looks like it's a 5-minute walk away from here. Well, it might be twice that, 3 times that, even 5 times that. So be mindful of that, prepare for that, and know the path you're gonna take. You can always cut through different casinos. There's the sky bridges that go over the roads, so know your path to get there and know exactly how long you think it's gonna take so you can plan for that. If you're coming to visit Vegas, there's a good chance you may end up gambling at some point. Don't forget, that's what the town was built on. One thing to remember and keep in mind is that you may lose more than you win. More often than not, that's the case. This city was not built on winners, don't forget, but it is possible. It is important, however, to expect and know what you're willing to lose, what you like to play, and keep all that in mind as you go about your trip here. There's a lot of good options on the strip to play. They usually have some deals involved where you can get a free bet or some free play, but oftentimes there's better odds off the strip. That's not to say that you can't win on the strip, but there's some great local places that provide some better playback. Usually their promotions are smaller, but they do have better odds if you're going to play something like the slot machines or, some blackjack. There's still a few places that offer 3-2 instead of 6-5. So it's important to look those up. Be smart, play what you're willing to lose, and more importantly, have fun. Another thing people really overlook when they're traveling to Vegas is that oftentimes hotels will match the rate of any of their competitors. So if you're looking around on Google, calling, etc., consider this. Do your research, find the best prices for the areas you want to stay, and then call the hotel directly to see if they'll match the rate. More often than not, they will, and you can save a ton of money doing so. Sometimes that applies for rental cars and shows as well, so don't forget those things too. If you're visiting Las Vegas, oftentimes you're staying around 3 to 3.5 days. That's the average length of stay for a guest in Las Vegas. Most people tend to stay on the Strip or go down to Fremont Street. Yet there's a ton to do: clubs, casinos, pools, shows, great food, all kinds of things. But if you happen to be here longer than 3 days, pushing a week or maybe more, don't forget what's close by. The Grand Canyon is 4 hours away. Red Rock Canyon is only 17 miles from the Strip and has hiking, trails, a beautiful scenic drive, lots of different things to see and do there. And there's Lake Mead, Lake Las Vegas. There's a ton of variety in the area. There's a lot close by that's not on the Strip that's worth checking out. So do your research and check out what's around the area as well.
Definitely fun, so do it right, plan it really well, don't make these 5 mistakes and you'll be fine. Right here you're gonna find another video about Vegas that you have to watch.